Yes.
So I did the unit 1 test, and it said its due date was later than the completing the square test.
Yes.
It's 2 days.
Took your what date?
I'll
look at it.
Yeah.
I'll look at it at the end of class. All right, so here's the question. This is number 2 on 3.2. And basically, I don't care what it says. We're going to focus on this. Focus on that right there. So, of course, I can't copy it. Can I copy it? I'm going to try to copy it. Copy. Go to the whiteboard. Whiteboard. I hadn't had training, but let's see if I can bring it in.
Oh. I'll do that.
Oh, my Lord. So much for the training. Okay, we'll do it another way. Because I have no short-term memory, we will do it this way. We'll go here, dang old sniff, and we'll do it that way. Because I don't have a memory, and I'm not going to ask y'all, because y'all screw it up too, so we'll just do it this way. Now we'll go to the whiteboard. To the whiteboard, Robin. Nobody laughs in here. Penalty. Yeah, they don't even say anything. All right, go to it. Even the most stubborn student's going to know how to do completing the square after I get through with y'all.
Me?
She wasn't going to come today, did she? Negative x squared plus 3x plus blank equals negative 1 plus blank. All right, I'm going to let y'all finish it. I got you started. Watched a good game last night. Georgia Southern against South Alabama. That was a good game. I'm gonna start watching. Oh, here she comes. Yeah, there she comes. Fun. We're gonna start class. We're gonna start having class at 9:30. She'll show up at 10 o'clock. Actually, we used to have classes at the Easley and Anderson campus at 8:30. We started at classes at 8:30, and everybody was happy. But why did we change it?
Pendleton.
Because Pendleton threw a little temper tantrum.
You said 8:30?
Yeah, we started class at 8:30. The 8 o'clock class started at 8:30.
Oh,
So that means all our classes were delayed 30 minutes at 8:30. Every class started at 8:30.
that's crazy.
And Pendleton and Easley and Anderson, the students loved it, the faculty loved it, the staff loved it. But Pendleton threw a temper tantrum and said, "We don't want to. We have to be here at 8 o'clock. Y'all have to be here at 8 o'clock." So we had to change because of Pendleton.
Get it?
Pendleton sucks.
What'd you say?
Pendleton sucks.
It does. It does suck. And they also have we also had Monday, Wednesday, and Tuesday, Thursday classes at the Easley campus and Anderson campus. And the Pendleton campus threw a temper tantrum about that. So that's why all the campuses now have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday 50-minute classes. Yeah, everybody loves to come to school on Friday. Everybody loves that. All right, what's 3 divided by 2?
3/2.
And 3/2 squared is, do y'all realize that y'all are doing math? You're supposed to avoid this. You're supposed to not do it.
Well, you know how many times you've made us do this.
Say again. Say it one more time. How many times I've made you what?
Do this. Like,
Let's see, that would be called practice. It would be called work. So we could take away from this that the more you practice and the more you work, the better you get. The better you are. Wow. What a concept. -1 x minus 3/2 quantity squared is equal to, well, that's 9/4, so you might as well say 9/4. And we're going to change this into 4/4.
That's right.
Now, I'm going to make that blue because I'm trying to add animation here. Because what did I do to that 1? I changed it into a common what? Denominator. Stuff that y'all learned back in 4th, 5th grade. What? Third grade, okay. Well, I learned it in the 7th grade. X minus 3/2, or 12th grade, one of the two, is equal to -13/4. And of course, our vertex is 3/2 and 13/4. Now we're going to solve it. Divide by negative, so we're going to get a positive x minus 3/2 quantity squared is equal to 13/4. Take the square root of both sides. X minus 3/2 is equal to the square root of 13 over 2. And the square root of 13, we'll go down here, and let's go square root of 9 is equal to 3. Square root of 16 is equal to 4. 3.5 is in the middle. So it's 9 to 16 is 7. Half of 7 is 3.5. So the square root of 12.5 is equal to 3.5. I would say 3.6. So x is equal to positive or negative 3.6 plus 3 over 2, which is going to give us 3.6 plus 3 is 6.6, divided by 2 is 3.3. That's one x-intercept. And then the other x-intercept is negative 3.6. That's going to be negative 60 cents. And what's 60 cents divided by 2? 30 cents. So now we're ready to draw it. So 1.5 and 4 and 1/4. 1.5 and 4 and 1/4. So there is our vertex. Our y-intercept is what? 1. Our 3.3 and 0.3. And now you do your domain range increasing and decreasing. Have y'all noticed anything the more of these problems you do? Again, practice. What's in that orange juice, Hope, Diamond?
It's a mimosa.
Champagne and orange juice. Vinegar.
Just
Put vinegar in your orange juice.
I should help him with like
I know
Apple
vinegar
cider
is,
yes, I don't like the taste of it by itself.
I put apple cider vinegar.
Yeah,
I drink it. Oh, well, you just said vinegar. You didn't say apple cider vinegar.
step, but I think those
Okay, who's got a question on this one? Is this a test question? Yes.
Can this whole test just be completed?
Yeah, that's why it's got CTS beside it, completing the square. Now, it does have I on it because you have to have I to do completing the square. You have, yes.
This one is for, like, approximate answers or exact answers?
It's probably going to want the radical, which is to be the square root of 13. It'd be the square root of 13 plus 3 over 2.
Would there be an I to 13 negative?
No, because we divided by negative and it made it
Oh,
positive.
dang, I forgot to divide by negative. I did divide by negative.
That's all right, you're a failure.
I
Next. Next question. And what does this question ask? Let's see what this question asks. Okay, there it is. Remember me telling you that it's going to want you to write it in intercept form? See, right here? They don't call it, they call it form P of X is equal to, so there it is. That's what we got, didn't we?
Yeah.
The vertex is 3/2, parentheses, 3 divided by 2, comma, and 13/4, that would be, you just bring it down. So that'd be 13 divided by 4. And you feel good about, oh, I didn't put the parenthesis in the right spot. Heaven forbid. There.
That's why I like paper tennis.
And let's see, 3/2. 3/2 would be right here. Well, let's see, that's 1. So 3/2 would be 2.5 or 1.5? 1.5. And 13/4 is 4.25. That's why they give you that little thing up there. See that little top right hand corner? They give you the, so it needs to say 1.5 instead of, then it needs to say 4.25. And you feel good about yourself. And then, of course, what's our y-intercept?
1.
And you feel good about yourself. That is a good test question. Okay, I don't know why I didn't like it, but that's the answer. I don't care what they say. I mean, let me go back and can you go back and edit it? So I'm going to clear it.
No, you don't have to clear.
I don't.
You can just click on it.
Okay, does that not say 0, 1?
It doesn't do that. You have to do one of the X intercepts.
Oh, I didn't know that. So what was one of the x-intercepts? Give me one.
Working on that one.
Okay, somebody give me an x-intercept.
I did it in the radical form.
Negative 0.3, so you're not do. Y'all just ignore what I say, right?
Yeah, one was negative.
I'm working on it.
Well, somebody do the math on the radical and tell me what you get, please.
Okay.
One of the x-intercepts was negative 0.3.
I know, but I only get 0.25, so it must be. See, I sketched it. I was doing it roughly, using my brain. Somebody give me the, what is it?
Negative 0.3.
Well, that's as close as I can get it. It's probably not going to take it, so I don't know how it's going to get. I don't know how you're going to get that. I guess just see me and I'll change it, but I don't know how you're going to get that one when it's only in increments of a quarter, and I don't know how you're going to get it on there. To me, the 1 would be enough. I don't know why they didn't take the 1.
I tried on there and it wouldn't let me. I had to do the X intercepts.
Well, it doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you that you have to use a certain point.
Yeah, it just says use a point on the graph. So
Yeah.
I did any point and then.
That's fine. I don't know. Evidently, they just.
It's the exact same. I don't know. It's not that hard.
Is that not the same thing? It's a little bit over 3.
Oh, your vertex.
My
Yeah,
vertex.
Your vertex is too low.
Oh, 4. 4 will go into 13 3 times. Thank y'all for saying something.
Dang, I didn't think.
It should be 3 1/4. I'm sorry. That's my fault. I didn't multiply in my head good enough. So that I knew something was wrong because it should take the y-intercept. So my vertex was wrong. So the problem is correct. I was wrong. Next one. That is a good test question, though. Next one, 3.3, number 15. Oh, this is Miss Porter's. I'm not supposed to answer these.
You're not.
Okay. All right. Solve for the following. That means find the x-intercept. So you really don't need to sketch it, and you really don't need to. So to save time, we're just going to go ahead and find the x-intercepts. So let's do it. Now, how fast should you be able to do it? You should be able to do it pretty fast. So negative 5x squared plus 16x minus 3 is equal to 0. Minus 5x squared plus 16x plus blank is equal to 3 plus blank. Negative 5, that's going to be x squared minus 16 5 x plus blank is equal to 3 plus negative 5 times blank. 16, I'm going to go over here in green and do it step by step so y'all don't what? So y'all don't screw it up. 16 fifths divided by 2 over 1 is equal to 16 fifths times what? Times 1/2, which is equal to 16 tenths over, 16 tenths squared. Well, 16 is going to be what? 256, because 15 squared is 225. So that's going to be 256 over 100. 256 over 100. 256 over 100. Now we're ready to do shortcut. Negative 5 x minus 16 over 10, sorry. (16 over 10) quantity squared equals, okay, let's go ahead and do, what will the 5 do to make that a 20, right? So this makes this 60 over 20 minus 256 over 20. And I'm going to change that 60 over 20 into blue because that tells you that I changed it to a common denominator, so you won't ask that question because that's a very irritating question. All right, so negative 5 x minus 16 over 10 quantity squared is equal to, I have no earthly idea, negative 216 over 20. Negative 216 over 20. Somebody check me.
No earthly idea.
Negative 190.
Okay, whatever.
This meeting.
I don't know. Somebody tell me what it is.
Negative 196.
Negative 196. Okay, so it's going to have x-intercepts because I'm going to divide by 5. When I divide by negative 5 over 1, I multiply by what? Negative 1/5. That's going to give me my square back, my perfect square back. X minus 16 tenths squared is equal to 196 over what? 100. Take the square root of both sides, and we get x minus 16 over 10 is equal to, positive for negative, oh my gosh, 14 over 10. Bring the negative 16 across the river, and it becomes 16. So x is equal to, what's 14 plus 16? It's 30.
Yeah.
And then divide by 10. Can y'all handle that?
It's 3.
And what's negative 14 plus 16? Negative 14 plus 16 is 2. And what's 2 divided by 10? 0.2.
Okay. You were close. You just put the 3 in the point. Oh, that's my answer? That's one number.
So Einstein puts the answer, she just types it in wrong.
So you got the answer. You just
3, you just typed it in wrong.
Okay, can you give me that credit back?
No.
Okay.
0.2.
Okay, see?
3, 1/5, that's the same thing. So you might want to use, okay, make a note. If you have a problem like this, and it says an integer or a simplified fraction, don't use a what? Don't use a decimal on the test. Because that's one you can avoid having to come see me and we fix it. If it says integer or fraction, it doesn't say what? Decimal. Integer is a whole number. Simplified fraction is a fraction. So, no decimals.
You didn't ignore my other questions.
See what and y'all break an anvil with a banana and y'all go, oh no, no. Y'all break an anvil with a banana. For you, those of you that still haven't figured out how to use Google, that's an anvil.
What's his name? Louis the Coyote.
Some of y'all can break one of these with a banana. I've got 2 of these at home. Both of them belong to my grandfather. So, each grandfather. I got one that weighs 110 pounds and one that weighs 125 pounds. All right, so let's keep going. This one is 21. What was that last one? Oh, yeah. I wouldn't even do this one.
Yeah, I'm on that.
Yeah, I just quit.
I give up.
1/4 x squared. This is a test question. I'll put about 10 of these on the test. 1/4 x squared minus 1/2 x plus blank is equal to 1 plus blank. That's all you have to do. All right, go to it. Now, why do I not want you to do it by the quadratic formula? Because the quadratic formula is the cheap way out.
Make it the cheap way.
Nope. I mean, if you want to fail calculus one day, yeah, go ahead. If you don't want to have the mechanics to do it, then rely on that idiot box. So, what are we going to factor out? 1/4. I'm going to do that in orange.
Orange.
Yep. That's the way I used to pronounce orange. Orange. All right, so I'm going to do the complete. I'm going to do the factoring out in orange. So here we go. 1/4. And I'm going to draw a set of parentheses, and then it's equal, and then over here 1, and then I'm going to 1/4. Sorry. 1/4 times that blank. So 1/4 divided by 1/4 is what? 1. So that's going to be x squared. 1/2 divided by 1/4. Well, we got to go over here and do that because we're not Rain Man. We can't do that in our heads. So 1/4, 1/2 divided by 1/4 When you divide a fraction by a fraction, you multiply by the what? And look what you get. What's 4 divided by 2?
2.
It's a miracle. So that's going to give you negative 2x. You feel good about yourself?
Oh, it's called reciprocal. I'm slow.
Oh, Lord.
I am Jimmy. I know, but I say you just flip it. No, we're here.
That's fine. It's called the reciprocal.
I just figured it out.
Now, let's write down in orange, factored out a common term right here, because I don't want you to think we're completing the square, because we haven't done that yet. Okay, now we take a Verde. I don't know why that mark just showed up. Verde, and we're going to complete the square. So what's 2 divided by 1? I'm sorry, 2. What's 2 divided by 2?
1.
Hold on, let me get my calculator. And that's a 1 there and a 1 there. Okay, now finish it. Oh, vodka and orange juice. And drunk person. All right, go to it. Now, everybody in all 3 rooms should be able to do it now. If you can't, then don't what? Tell me about it. Heck, everybody in here knows what an anvil is now. Y'all are learning so much in this class. What happened, Pendleton? Where's the 3rd musketeer?
He went to go use the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Well, tell him he can't do that anymore. Tell him he needs to hold his liquor a little bit better. It's Friday morning. You need to hold your liquor better than that. So, let's all pray that Ohio State gets beat this weekend.
Amen.
Who does LSU play? Let's look. LSU. I hate it when they don't put who they're playing. Irritates me to death. Dadgum.
No.
What's this weekend?
Second Penguin game.
7th?
I think I did this all
Okay, tomorrow. Oh, God, really? Another cupcake. They're playing Utah State. I swear, I ain't kidding you. I don't understand it. So that means South Carolina, they ain't playing. They got the toughest schedule, so they might be playing somebody decent. I'm about to give up on college football. Does anybody got a game this weekend that's worth watching? I'm not watching ESPN anymore. If you listen to them, I think they want to date Ohio State. Oh my gosh. Ohio State is domineering. Ohio State is this. Ohio State is that. I'm like, they're playing high school football teams. Okay, I'm all right. I'm all right. No.
Oh, we're facing the police.
What's your question?
No, I don't have a question. I just need.
You've got that alcohol. I don't want to be around that alcohol.
Okay.
I'm trying to be a good person.
You can have this question.
I'm just kidding. What is it? What did you show me?
Tell me where I went wrong. Because I feel like I'm my own tan. I don't even know what I need to do.
You gotta change 1 to 4.
I did.
She changed it.
Multiply, you used to add to
3 times.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's
right.
not
Okay,
that's not how it works.
I'm supposed to add it.
All right, y'all finished? So we get 1/4. 1/4 x minus 1 quantity squared is equal to, I'm going to take my handy dandy blue marker
Exactly.
and we're going to change this to 4/4 plus 1/4 is what? 5/4. Now you've got your vertex. Your vertex is 1, negative 5/4. And now divide by 1/4, which means you're going to multiply by what?
The reciprocal.
4/1. So x minus 1 quantity squared is equal to 5. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I could do this or not. X minus 1 is equal to 2 point what? 2.2?
Can't count that high.
Okay. X is equal to positive or negative 2.2 plus 1.
What's this? Hey, you got to play me, sir.
Hooray.
And I got that. See what you're still thinking?
You got it. I see it.
Oh, you see that?
Yeah, I see it right there.
Yes, right there. I just didn't do the 2.2.
So,
I like the
square root of 5 plus 1, negative square root of 5 plus 1.
Let me go ahead and get my message.
So I'm just going to hit 3, and y'all can see the answer.
Oh yeah, that was the part that I was looking
1 plus the square root of 5, 1 minus the square root of 5, or square root of 5 plus 1, negative square root of 5 plus 1. However you want to write it.
I don't know why I said that question. I got all the ones from people.
Now, maybe you're just having some kind of issues or something.
I was thinking I lazy.
Okay. Let's go to 3.4. I'm going to skip down to 3.4. Well, some of those you might want to see because that's your last section of homework. Did we go over these already, those 3 right there? Because they're not.
No, you just like clicked on all of them.
Okay. So this is number 8. What the heck? A campus of a college has plans to construct a rectangular parking lot on a land border, blah, 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 blah. There are 680 feet of fencing available to fence the other 3 sides. So 3x is equal to, or 2x, I don't know what that is. Let x represent the length of each side of the parallel lines of fencing. Express, so that's going to be x times x plus number x is equal to what? 680. So that's perimeter, is it not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So we're going to have to find out what that side is. And it says A, express the length. Yeah, there it is. Negative 2x minus 680, or 2x is equal to 680. And then minus it. So that's where that comes from. The 680 is your perimeter. So that means this side plus this side plus this side. Okay? The restrictions, that's self-explanatory because these sides at least have to be 340 apiece, because what's 340 plus 340? Okay? Now, to get the area, it's length times width, or base times height. You've got the height, but you got 2 of them, so that'd be 2x, and you multiply them together, you get 2x squared. Okay? That's where you get that. And you multiply by the x here, and that's it. Now you've got a what? Now you've got a quadratic equation. Now you're going to set it equal to 0. I don't know why I can't get this to go down. Hold on. For what values, okay, now you're going to set it equal to 30,000 and what? 40,000. So you want to know the area between 30,000 and 40,000. So you're going to set it up in the middle, and you're going to say 30,000, and actually, let me just draw it like this. This is the way it's actually going to look. Negative 2x, I'm writing it the correct way because nobody writes it like that, plus 680x is between what? 30,000. Now, does it say between or equal to? No, it just says what? Between. Now, I don't see anywhere that it says equal to. So I'm going with between, meaning there's no equal to. So that means 30,000 on this side, and what on this side? 40,000. Now just solve. Okay? I don't know if we're going to be able to solve that easily because it is a quadratic, but you could factor out a 2x. Now it would be easier just to set each one of them up. So negative 2x squared plus 680x plus 30,000 is equal to 0, and negative 2x squared plus 680x plus 40,000 is equal to 0. And that's what you need to do.
Okay.
Now, if you want to do this with factoring out a common term and reverse FOIL, let's see if this is easier. This is a problem where you don't necessarily need completing the square. You just need to solve it. Yes, sir?
Is this a test question?
No, probably not. Okay? Because I focus on completing the square. So, negative 2, and what is that going to make this? That's x squared plus what? 340x plus 15,000.
Minus?
Hmm?
Is it minus 340x?
Doesn't matter. It'll be a different sign. I mean, you want positive. So, what do you mean negative 30,000?
Negative 15,000.
Where are you getting the negative? Oh, yeah. Sorry.
And
Negative 15,000.
and negative 340.
Thank you. All right, now, if you want to do not completing the square, reverse FOIL. If you want to do quadratic formula, if you want to do, it's up to you. Okay? I'm not going to make you do completing the square there. But I have no idea of the, let's see, that would be 15,000. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'd probably do quadratic formula here. And all of you know how to do that. So negative 2, and that's equal to 0. So go ahead and figure A is equal to 1, B is equal to negative 340, and C is equal to 15, or negative 15,000. And plug in what?
So what do
Plug
you do
and
with the
chug.
negative 2 that you took out?
Huh?
What do you do?
Negative 2 is equal to 0.
Okay.
That goes away. So that's how you do that one. And you see, what are you going to get? Are you going to get whole numbers or decimals?
Yes.
So this one has got quadratic formula written all over it. So those of you that were on the calculator drill team in high school, knock yourself out.
8.
Get it out of your system, okay? Because there it is. There's your problem right there to do with your calculator.
It's 201.
I know. 10-minute class is over.